what's on our plate. The tag is pretty simple. You are what you eat. By the way, we're not even talking about the Netflix show, but interestingly enough, there is a show that's out there. I don't know if you've watched it, Grace. There is a Netflix show that is about experimenting on identical twins. And so if me and Grace sign up for this particular program, nutritionists are giving us different diets because they want to remove the whole genetic factor out of it. So if we've got the same makeup, let's see how we respond to different foods. And oh my God, the difference is just, it's huge. Wow. It is shocking to see what choices that people make will actually determine the outcome. And so go and take a look at it. You know, it is You Are What You Eat on Netflix. Very interesting research being done by nutritionists and the experts. And you can actually tell that whatever it is that you're consuming will eventually determine the difference and make the difference. Okay, so those who are going healthy, you can see a boost obviously in their health and their immunity and everything. Those who are, you know, being fed all the junk and everything that you can definitely tell what the outcome was. But by the way, and speaking of which, before we went on a commercial break, you were going to challenge us by showing us what a typical lifestyle or dietary plan that we have today. And so, Dan, please put that up so that we can actually take a look at what people are typically consuming every single day. It's not the good stuff, but here we are. Typical lifestyle pyramid. So what are we seeing here, Grace?
Right. If you can actually look at that pyramid, it is actually upside down. You remember I had said 40%. Now what we are doing, we are taking 40% of the fats and the sugars.
Right.
You can see people on ice cream, people on cakes, people on white rice, so white ugali, people on chips, people on sodas. I mean, people can't go without sodas.
Right.
I'm not saying they're bad and the juices, but that's what we are taking. But there are a lot of sugars, there are colors, there are preservatives there. And that's what we are giving our body. And that's why I was saying 75% of us are eating food that is wrong. Deliberately. You know, this food is not good and you're feeding it.
All right.
Taking too much sugar, you know, it's not right, but you're taking it. Then 30%, we are actually taking lots of proteins. We are not taking the good fats, the omega fats, the fatty acids. We are actually taking the meat. Kenyans, we love nyama choma. We love, like you said, you couldn't believe me telling you, Sheko, like you actually need to take 20 grams of protein. You actually told me every food you have to put. So that's why we have a lot of uric acid. Then 20% is fruits.
Right.
And I don't know if my viewers, we are right when I say that the fruits and the vegetables are left for the sick and the children and expectant mothers.
All right. You're the one who's overworking your child about broccoli, and you yourself, you have no idea what that is.
We actually don't want to eat that. You're carrying the fruits to the sick people.
Yes.
And I haven't eaten them myself.
Yes. And by the way, we really lecture our children. Sinili sema by the way, vegetables. You yourself, are you going to eat those, you know, pre-boiled carrots? You know, you're going to have, you know, that broccoli, that cauliflower? No.
No.
Yeah.
We're actually not doing that, you know. Then we are actually eating less of whole grains. People don't know what are whole grains.
Okay.
When I talk to people about whole grain, they say, but I eat brown rice.
Yeah.
But no, but I eat brown,
brown rice, brown chapati.
Not brown chapati. They say, I eat brown bread.
Yeah.
I ask them, how much is brown bread? They say, I mean, it's 110. I said, what's the difference between the white and the brown? It's definitely color. We should take the whole grain. People say they don't taste well. Some people like, I know people think of Shiko. Shiko is a woman of the society. How would people see you carrying, they call them gorogoro. You know, ukienda kusiagisha.
Yes.
They're like, you know, people think if you eat whole grains, you're either sick or you're poor. Because when you're going to the posho meal, you can't afford the ungas in the supermarket. When you're eating brown rice,
I like that.
they think you're sick. And I ask people which disease. I'm sure they can answer. Many people will also tell me diabetes. And you know what is the truth? you eat those food when you already have diabetes. If you could start eating them today,
right,
you would prevent yourself from getting diabetes.
Absolutely.
You will save a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I tell people, we save too much to make ends meet.
This is the thing, because I was going to bring up the whole cost factor issue that you keep hearing. But, oh, there's no way I can afford, you know, your lettuce, your cauliflower, your, you know. So you tend to eat what's cheaper.
Yes. And then you know what happens? You eat what is cheaper.
Yeah.
Like I'll take the brown bread, I mean the white bread.
Yeah.
I'll take the white rice. I'll take all the cheap things.
Yeah.
I will save now and today. But you know what is going to happen at the long run?
Yeah.
You are going to spend so much money taking care of the chronic diseases that you just started the show with.
Yeah.
Because that pyramid that they can see there, that is inverted, that is the reason why we have chronic diseases. And in the year 1958, some board of doctors sat down in the American and they're called the Scientific Advisory Board.
Yeah.
They did a research and they said by 2020, if people continue eating like I have shown you, that was back in 1958.
Wow.
And they declared that by 2020, it was so far
Yeah.
that out of 4 deaths, 3 of them will come from lifestyle diseases.
Oh my God.
Chronic
and look at where we
diseases. What is happening today? We already passed 2020.
You're right.
Is the research correct?
Correct, it is. It is absolutely 150%. Because chronic diseases are simply what's killing us.
Yes.
Even more than your accidents.
Actually,
Yeah.
it's true. And even nowadays, people don't talk about HIV.
Yeah.
Did people stop dying from them?
No.
But you know, people are dying from high blood pressure, diabetic, stroke, cancer, I mean, diabetes, a combination of all, arthritis, chronic fatigue, depression.
Yeah. Depression is now a chronic disease.
Yes, it is actually.
Yeah.
And you know, it's coming from this chronic fatigue and all that.
Yeah.
And the hormonal imbalances. All this is related with what I am putting in your mouth every single day.
You know, it's so sad because we really don't see it that way. You know, there's no sense of urgency about it. But one thing I always even like to mention, Grace, and you know, now that you've talked about how researchers back in the 50s came up with this, look at what's happening right now in countries like America. It has become so rampant that now they're calling this, honestly, it is a pandemic that's happening around the world.
Sure.
We have situations whereby now, you know, you've got national boards calling for lifestyle changes. It doesn't matter. Now there's free everything because you have to get people back to exercising.
True.
Look at what Michelle Obama had to start. Because how many kids are obese today? It is very, very scary to think about it.
Actually.
So good nutrition is the foundation of good health.
Yes.
Grace.
Yes.
For good health, your body requires 3 things. You talked about it: rest, diet, exercise.
Exercise, sure.
I like the fact that, you know, you had even mentioned about why we're seeing our chronic fatigue increasing by the day. And look at that graph. You know, you start off vibrant, you're tired, and then you end up being sick.
Sure.
But in countries or regions whereby you've got people living to their 90s, 105. Again, I'm telling you, Netflix is everything. The countries where you have, you know, seniors, you know, plus 70 thriving and are vibrant, again, why do you see people in Japan living to 105 and in China? What are they doing?
Right. Number one is, you know, lifestyle has changed because things have changed. The way we dress has changed. The way we are doing business has changed. We are no longer, we are no longer doing barter trade. Everything has changed. But there's one thing that people have refused to change in the diet. You see, we are not eating right. We have agreed, like we've said, right? Long time ago, I would just take back you to the old, our grandfathers, the way they used to do things. What did they used to cook? Pots. You know, we thought they are poor. That's why they're using pots. Today, what are we using?
Oh,
aluminium.
Aluminium,
Does it have a very big effect in our diet? Absolutely.
And we don't know.
We don't know. We have a lot of memory loss. We have a lot of eczema. You know, people forget.
Yeah.
Because anytime we take a lot of metals, we have lead.
Yeah.
We are going out, we are getting pollutants, we have gases, people are working in industries.
Yeah.
People who use makeups and a lot of, what are the skincare, they have lead, they have mercury. Our government is trying to do a lot on the fish so that we don't take fish that has mercury. You know, all these are metals. And when metals get into our system, they are never flushed out.
Right.
They actually go to the brain and they start causing memory loss. As we expectant, we are not taking trace minerals like calcium, like iodine, you know, like magnesium. And as we grow old, they are getting out of our system. So you find that our brain is shrinking because you're not having enough nutrients.
Right.
So you find that we are not careful and we are not purposefully on what we are eating.
Correct.
So now the people who are living at the age that you have just talked, one, they change their eating habits.
Correct.
They try, they strive. Like, what should you do? Like today, I've talked to you, Shiko. Yeah. Try to eat the meat less. If you're doing every day, try to minimize. Yeah. If you're doing 2 sugar spoons every day, try 1. Yeah. Then go to half. Yeah. Then go to nothing.
Nothing at all.
At all.
Right. Your palate gets used to it.
Exactly.
Right.
Some people here are not taking water and they say it doesn't taste well. Start with half a glass because every day we need 2.5 liters of water. Right. A glass. If you really can't do, try and put a lemon, try and put honey, just to try, because you know your kidneys need to be washed every day. You need water every single day. Be intentional in what you're doing. All right. Avoid baked food, oven, you know, all this fried food. Try to reduce and follow what we are saying. Don't just eat for the sake of eating. Don't fill your stomach for the sake of. Yeah. Don't care what people will say, Shiko. Yeah. And say, Shiko, you eat brown rice. Shiko, your plate is full of vegetables. You know, people, you know, it's very interesting. When you go to places like weddings, parties, have you ever seen people complaining because there were no fruits and vegetables? That has never happened. Ever. People will say, they called us for a party, there was no meat. Yes. There was no soda. How? How? There's no cake at my wedding. I am such an anti-cake person. No, you're going to make people don't come for the wedding. Just do for a particular day, but make sure there's lots of water. People need to drink lots of water. I know, and no sodas at my wedding. Yeah, you can sell them water, then you can try and do lots of fruits and vegetables. Correct. And then they just little meat, you know, and they do for us a lot of chicken. Okay, again, we're giving you great resource material. Grace is in the house, but for those of you who are also couch potatoes on Netflix as well, the documentary I've just remembered is called Secrets to Being 100. And what they've done is categorize people in different places across the world, calling them blue zones. Now, blue zones have a very high rate of seniors. And they started to ask themselves, why do we have people between the ages of 80 to 105, you know, being in the numbers? What is causing this? And I love what you're saying, because the secrets to that is their diet is different. Yes. Wholesome foods. Yes. These people continue to trade in a very traditional sense of the word. Yes. They communicate, they engage, and they go for walks. Something as simple as going for a walk is what has kept them alive. So they are active, continue being active. Why are we not active? And yet there are so many things you can do today. Lack of knowledge. Yeah. Big ignorance. You know, this thing of it's just about money I'm looking for. Yes. Did you know, Shiko, even smiling a lot can change your health? Oh, great. Then I guess I'm healthy. Ah, yeah. Because you see, every time there are some hormones that are released in the body by not being stressful. Right. By, like you say, talking to people. Because if today people talked, depression would not be rampant. Correct. Because there's something about the whole communal aspect of things. Yes. Yeah. Be in social groups, talk to people, smile. I'm a Christian, so I would encourage people to talk to their God, read their Bibles, but reach out, get some people, 1 or 2 people who you can reach out and tell them what's happening, because things are happening in this world that the stress is too much. Okay. So hormonal imbalance is coming. So I'm too emotional about things. Yes, I'm always unhappy. Yeah. I'm always snapping. You know, if I have a child here and she just drops this glass, I'll slap that child, almost the child falling. Do you know it's not a problem of the child, it's what is inside me.
Can you imagine? And something as simple as embracing a dining table and using it has changed so many communities. When was the last time you sat on the dining table to eat your food and actually eat together? There's a huge difference on that. But now that you've talked about all these things, people are now supplementing to achieve what you're saying. You can't sleep, there's something for that. You can't eat well, there's something for that. So let's take a look at this, about why do we supplement very quickly in the few minutes that we have. Grace, people are supplementing. Why are we supplementing?
Right. Actually, that is one of the major reasons, on top of the intentional eating right of the people that you're saying are living longer.
Right.
Because we have realized we cannot change the way we used to do things in the older generation. So now we need to add the nutrients that I'm not getting in the body.
Correct.
And some people will always say, I can't supplement because I eat right. Now today I want to tell people, I'm not very sure we eat right. Do you know why? We're using too much chemicals on the farm.
In everything,
So it's depleting the nutrients on the food. So as you check there from the farm, we are in the farm now, right? Now the farm, there's that challenge. We have a lot of pesticide and the herbicides, the environmental factors. Then we go to the market. The foods don't reach us when they are fresh. What used to happen long time ago? Used to pick them from the tree and take. You take your spinach from your shamba and they are not pesticide and all that, and you eat your food. Today that's not happening. So the food will reach us when it's longer period in the market. The storage, how are we storing our foods? There is the freezing. When we freeze our food, they lack nutrients. They actually deplete in their nutrients. There is now, when it comes to the kitchen, how are we cooking? Like you've just mentioned a while ago, how are we cooking? There's some food we should eat raw, but we are not eating them raw. We are actually overcooking the food.
I like that, overcooking.
Yes, we are overcooking the food. There are some we should actually steam or boil. We are not doing that. We love a lot of roasted or baked food. And that's where we are using a lot of fats again. So we are overdoing the wrong things. Then fried, like I say, everybody wants tasty food. All the fried. Do you know, I've realized everybody is frying ndomas and washes. We don't want to do them the way we used to do them. They say everyone is looking for taste.
Now there's fried sweet potatoes.
Can you imagine?
And
because people want that fried, what fat are you using? That's already affecting us. So now, as you can see now, when it gets to the kitchen, the wrong eating, the storage. We are doing warming with microwave. Of course, it depletes the nutrients also. There is a lot of chlorine in the water. There is a lot of preservative in the food that we are taking. We are not eating this food because I have allergies. Remember, this food, whatever you give it, is how strong it's going to be. So if I'm supposed to give it a lot of whole grains and I'm not eating that, the body is becoming weaker. You get? Those are the reasons that I need to realize I'm not taking enough fruits and vegetables. I'm not taking a lot of whole grains. I'm taking too much of fat. What food can I take to remove the cholesterol? Garlic is very good to do those things. I need, my nervous system needs to be good. I need to take folic acid. Where is folic acid coming from? We are not taking food rich in vitamin B because we are not taking a lot of fruits and vegetables and all the colors we are saying. So when you open your eye and you stop fighting, because like I said, today we are not wearing the skin. We are not using butter thread. Everything has changed. Why are we fighting with the eating habits? The people who are living longer, they are supplementing. If you go to the first world countries, you will find that in part of their budget, as they do electricity, they do water, they do clothes, they do medicine, they have to do supplementation. Omega-3 need to be there. Calcium need to be there because as women, we lose a lot of calcium. From the age a girl is 9 years, they should start taking food rich in calcium. Are you going to afford to give that child 2 liters of milk every day? And if you give the wrong milk, they are going to have the wrong fats. You get all these things? So I need to supplement. And you know, Shiko, supplementation is not as me and you talking about it. We did supplementation, especially the women, when we were expectant. Because the doctors said, add
add this and this. Yeah.
Add this and this because you're carrying another being. You need more nutrients. You're not eating. So you need calcium.
Yeah.
You need omega-3. You need a lot of iron because you're going to lose a lot of blood.
Correct.
You need a lot of vitamins.
Yes.
And when the baby came out after 9 months, they realized this baby still needs a lot of vitamin E and D.
Correct.
They were given vitamin E and D. At what point do we get now we do not need supplements? And people sometimes fight them,
yes,
thinking it's medication. Supplements are food, but only have been put in form of tablets.
Okay.
So I'm not getting whole grains. I can get them in form of supplements.
I love that. I think we're going to have a whole discussion when you come back on the show about supplementation alone. Someone says, hello, my name is Stacy. Such wonderful insights from Grace Ngatia. My question is for us young people who love junk food such as KFC, how can we balance, or do we have to do away with junk foods completely? Okay, Kazi Kwako, as a nutritionist, how do you find that balance, by the way? Because, like you had said, cutting it off 100% might not.
It's not easy. Yes, actually, it's not easy, and that's very good for Stacey being a young person because first they realize that whatever they feed their body today will affect their health later in life.
That's good. Yeah.
So that's the first.
So
actually, it's a congratulations to the young people that are there and are getting this talk, and I say, I agree, I love KFC. And I know it's not God, and I need my health. So the first thing is realize that you have that weakness.
Right.
Number two, be intentional. I will not tell you to just stop KFC.
Yeah.
You've been eating it daily. Try to do it 3 times in a week. You win it, well done.
Yeah.
Try to do it twice. Try to do it, and then when you're not doing it, try to do it vegetables. Try to take that kienyeji chicken and cook it in your house.
Yeah, and see.
And love it. Because you do not want to have so much money and spend it in hospital.
It's true.
You know, that realization is what people need to realize. Like we've said, you save so much today because you don't want to cook in the house. You don't want to get tired.
Yeah.
But later, what is going to happen? When diabetic comes in, you have to use money whether you like it or not.
It's true. Because it's either that or case closed.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You see? So do it down the grade. And then eat right, then start with supplementation.
Okay.
Because again, it's cravings. There's something that your body is lacking, some minerals. So you just want this food. So we have some supplements that are supposed to help you stop in the craving of those foods because you're lacking things like fiber in the body. So they just want those foods. So if you start taking things like supplements that have fiber, calcium, you're going to stop this kind of craving.
Wow.
But be intentional.
Be intentional. I love it. Grace, let's give you the opportunity to tell people how they can reach you because this is why we also do these programs. Maybe there is someone who's feeling inspired and wants to make that change. How can they reach you?
Okay, Grace, I have an office in town at Impala Plaza, but when you get me, you get my number, you can get me through because I'm always not in the office. My number is 0722 422 399, 0722 422 399. Anytime you call me, that's my WhatsApp number, it's my call number. You can text me, you can WhatsApp. In case I'm not picking your call, maybe in a forum like this one, I do a lot of health talks. Just leave a text, leave a WhatsApp, I will be able to get back to you.
Okay, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We've given you access, by the way, to the kind of consultation that you require if you're struggling in this department. And by the way, let's just remind them they're not alone. We are all in this. It's such a struggle, by the way, to change your diet. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. It's a real challenge. But anyway, baby steps, like Grace is saying, and hopefully you'll get there. On a light note, I like the way Stacey, messaged in and you are like, okay, you know what? You need to accept you have a problem. It kind of sounds like Alcoholics Anonymous. You know, you're going in and saying, yes, I'm a food junkie. So I like that. It's good to be real with yourself. Are you a junkie? Okay, a food junkie, that is. Things need to change, but there's always help out there. If you enjoyed this particular discussion, why don't you let us know? We'll definitely be having Grace on board to give us even more specifics, in terms of our diet. Let's talk about supplementation. Let's understand more about fats and the right kind of fats. What are we doing even in our kitchen and how are we preparing our food? There's so much content that will be coming your way. Please stick with us. us on health and wellness. My name is Shiko Kaitani, welcoming the duo of Interactive up next of Sarah and Tony. Keep it K24. Have a wonderful day. Great.